This is everything you should know before Arsenal host Atletico Madrid in the second leg of the UEFA Champions League semi-final at the Emirates tonight. First thing you should know is the match context if you don't know. In the first leg, Atletico Madrid hosted Arsenal at Wanda Metropolitano last week on Wednesday, and both teams drew 1-1. Both goals were penalties. The first one was scored by Arsenal at the end of the first half by Victor Gyökeres. He scored a penalty, then put Arsenal ahead. The second goal was scored by Julian Alvarez to equalize for Atletico Madrid in the second half. There was also another foul which was overturned by VAR in the second half. The foul was on Eze, but it was overturned and the game ended 1-1. So the second leg is happening at the Emirates tonight. The second thing you should know is that Arsenal are chasing their first Champions League final in 20 years. The last time Arsenal got to the UEFA Champions League final was in 2006, where they lost to Barcelona 2-1. Arsenal was leading 1-0 until like the 70th minute when Barcelona equalized and eventually scored the second to win the competition. On the other hand, Atletico Madrid has never won the competition despite reaching the final 3 times. They reached the final in 1974. The UEFA Champions League was called European Cup, if I'm not mistaken, by then, and they lost the final to Bayern Munich. The other 2 times, it was in 2014 and 2016. Atletico Madrid lost both of those finals to Real Madrid. Cristiano Ronaldo and Real Madrid. That guy from Portugal has been haunting Diego Simeone and Atletico Madrid for a very long time. He also haunted him when he was at Juventus in Italy. I think you guys remember that iconic comeback he did against Diego Simeone and Atletico Madrid, and all the drama, the celebrations, all the things that happens. I guess you guys remember them. The other thing is that the Emirates is going to be rocking tonight. There's some expected tifo displays. I've been reading reports that one of the biggest tifo that we've ever seen at the Emirates is going to be on display tonight. So I think the Emirates is going to be rocking the sold out 60,000 capacity stadium. I think it's going to be a crazy atmosphere tonight. On team news, Arsenal was handed a big boost. Last night in the pre-match conference, Mikel Arteta said that Captain Martin Odegaard and Kai Havertz are both going to be available for selection after missing recent games due to knee and groin injury respectively. The players that are going to be out are 2 players, Jurien Timber, who is out with a groin injury, and Mikel Merino, who is also out. He has been out for, I think he played like half the season. He's been out, he had surgery, and now he's in rehabilitation for his injury. On the other side, for Atletico Madrid, the doubts are Julian Alvarez. He was subbed off last week against Arsenal in the second half, and he's doubtful with an ankle injury, but he traveled with the squad. If you guys saw the video that Atletico Madrid put out where they were training at the Emirates on Monday, he was with the squad. The other player is Jose Gimenez, also muscle injury, but he also traveled with the team. So they are doubtful, but they may make the squad. They might even play. The player who is out for Atletico Madrid is Pablo Barrios. Pablo Barrios, it was confirmed by Diego Simeone that he's not going to play. The other one is the 28-year-old Argentinian Nico Gonzalez, who is also out with a muscle injury. The next thing is predicted lineup. Let's start with Arsenal that is going to host Atletico Madrid at the Emirates tonight. Their predicted lineup is Raya in goal. Of course, you cannot start Kepa Arrizabalaga in this game after what he did in the Carabao Cup final and the FA Cup quarter-final against Southampton. So Raya is going to start in goal. At right back, Ben White is probably going to start. He has been struggling with defending recently since he has been struggling with injury issues, but starting Mosquera would be also a gamble. I think Ben White is going to start. At left back, Mikel Arteta will have to choose between Piero Hincapié and Ricardo Carafiori. If he really wants to attack, Ricardo Carafiori might be better. But if he wants to stay deep and maybe defend, he may start Piero Hincapié. The two centre backs are William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes. The six, I think he's going to start Martin Zubimendi, considering that he started Miles Lewis Skelly against Fulham last weekend. Martin Zubimendi might start. Rice is definitely going to start. Eze starting as an attacking midfielder. Saka on one side, Martinelli on the other side, then Victor Gyökeres. With Kai Havertz being back, he may get some minutes, maybe as a sub, but I think he's not going to start. On the other hand, for Atletico Madrid, their lineup is going to be Oblak, Molina or Rolente, Lenormand or Jose Jimenez, David Hanko, Koke, Griezmann, Alvarez, Solos, or Giovanni Simeone. He may choose to start Simeone or Solo after he came back from injury. Diego Simeone actually rotated heavily in their 2-0 win against Valencia last weekend. I think he had this Arsenal game in mind. Atletico Madrid changed the hotel that they stayed in this time when they are going to be hosted by Arsenal in this second leg of the UEFA Champions League. If you guys remember, Atletico Madrid played Arsenal last year in October. They lost to Arsenal 4-0. So Diego Simeone said, we are not going to stay in the same hotel room that we stayed in when we lost 4-0 to these guys. So he had to change the hotel room. And I saw some reports that Arsenal fans, I don't know if it's Arsenal fans, but the fireworks have been set up at like around 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. just outside the hotel that Atletico Madrid stayed in. So I think they did what they have to do. So what do you guys think? Who is going to get to the final of the UEFA Champions League tonight and reserving their spot in Budapest where the final is going to be held? Is it Arsenal or Atletico Madrid? Let me know in the comments.